I am not just your president, I am your brother, here to serve. My voice was calm, steady, and warm. Today, I gave my blood to save a life, and I ask you to join me in building a stronger Burkina Faso. It was 2025, and in the dusty, sunlit streets of Ouagadougou, the capital city, life moved with a rhythm of hope and hardship. The nation was at a crossroads. Years of conflict, poverty, and instability had left deep scars, but something was shifting. There was new energy in the air. At the center of it stood Captain Ibrahim Traoré, a 37-year-old interim president. Young, fearless, and unlike any leader before him, Traoré didn't hide behind palace walls. He walked among the people, talking to market women, children playing in the dust, and farmers returning from their fields. People simply called him Ibrahim, and he preferred it that way. He wanted to feel his people's pain, share their joy, and lead by example. On a hot July morning, Traoré visited Ouagadougou Hospital, one of the country's largest, not to cut a ribbon or give a speech, but to listen. The hospital was overwhelmed, too many patients, not enough beds, medicine, or blood. As he walked through crowded corridors smelling of antiseptic and filled with the cries of babies and the buzz of old fans, he spoke with a young doctor, Dr. Carabo. "We do our best, sir," the doctor said, "but we need supplies. Medicine. Bandages. Blood. Everything is short." Then Traoré noticed a group of nurses gathered anxiously. Nurse Amina held a chart and spoke quickly. When he approached and asked gently what was wrong, she hesitated, then told him a woman named Mariam had given birth to triplets the night before. She was hemorrhaging badly, and the hospital didn't have enough O-negative blood, a rare type. Time was running out. Her babies, 2 girls and a boy, lay nearby in a crib, too small to understand that their mother's life was slipping away. Without hesitation, Traoré said, "Test my blood." The staff froze in disbelief. "Sir, you don't have to do this," Amina said. But he insisted. "If I can help, I will." Minutes later, the lab confirmed he was a match. He rolled up his sleeve without fanfare. As blood flowed from his arm into the donation bag, Traoré said quietly, focused, not flinching, not looking for praise. For him, this was leadership in action. Meanwhile, in the operating room, Mariam's condition was critical. Her pulse weak, her breathing shallow. But when Amina rushed in with Traoré's blood, the doctors moved quickly. Slowly, Mariam's vital signs began to stabilize. Her color returned. She was coming back. Back in the donation room, a nurse handed Traoré a glass of orange juice. He asked, "How is she?" Amina smiled. "She's improving. Your blood is saving her." Traoré nodded, then asked, "How often does this happen? How many people go without blood?" Amina replied sadly, "Too often. People don't donate. Some are afraid. Others simply don't know how important it is." Traoré stood, his eyes resolute. "Gather the staff. I want to speak to them." In the hospital courtyard, doctors, nurses, janitors, even patients who could walk, gathered to hear him. Standing on a small step, he spoke clearly, "Today I gave blood to save a mother named Mariam. She has 3 babies who need her. I did what I could, but this isn't about me. It's about all of us." The crowd listened in silence, some wiping tears from their eyes. "We are one Burkina Faso," he continued. "If we don't help each other, who will? I ask every one of you, if you're healthy, donate blood. It doesn't take long. It doesn't hurt much. But it can save a life." By morning, the story had spread across the nation. Radio stations replayed his words. Headlines read, "President's blood saves mother of triplets." In markets, people huddled around radios. "That's our Ibrahim," said an old man. "He's one of us." On social media, the story ignited a movement. Posts from across Africa hailed him as a leader of the people. A student in Nairobi posted, "This is what real leadership looks like." A Nigerian radio host declared, "Captain Traoré is the president Africa needs." Inspired, hospitals launched a national campaign, "Give Blood, Give Life." Posters featured Traoré's face and words. Mobile clinics were set up across the country. Teachers brought students. Market vendors closed early to donate. Even elders who had never considered donating blood came forward. In 1 week, blood banks were fuller than they'd been in years. In a hospital bed, Mariam recovered. She held her triplets, Aisha, Emanota, and Adama, and smiled weakly. Her husband, Isa, a farmer, visited daily, bringing fruit and small gifts for the staff. When he learned the president had given blood to save his wife, he was overwhelmed. I have little, he told Amina. But tell the president, he gave me my family back. Mariam herself was deeply moved. She asked Amina to help her write a letter. Dear Mr. President, it read. You gave me life when I thought I was gone. You gave my children a mother. I will tell them about you. I will pray for you every day. Traore folded the letter and placed it in his pocket. He didn't need the world to know. He was just glad she lived. The campaign grew beyond expectations. In the town of Kudugu, a mechanic named Suleiman donated for the first time. I was scared of needles, he laughed, but if the president can do it, so can I. Across the country, people came together. Christians donated alongside Muslims. Different tribes stood side by side. Blood drives became places of unity. Burkina Faso had found its heartbeat again. Captain Traoré didn't stop there. He stayed up late planning new clinics, training programs for nurses, and international partnerships for supplies. We've started something good, he told his team. Now we build. The story didn't stay in Burkina Faso. A Ghanaian musician wrote a song, Blood of a Leader. In Kenya, a teacher used Traore's story in class. In Nigeria, people launched the Traore Challenge, donating blood in his honor. Even in Europe and America, his act was praised as a model of true leadership. Years later, Mariam's triplets would grow up hearing the story of the president who saved their mother. Aisha became a doctor. Emanota, a teacher. Adama, a community organizer. Each of them carried his lesson, that one act of kindness can change everything. Every July, Burkina Faso held a blood drive in his honor. Blood shortages became rare. Lives were saved. Neighboring countries adopted the campaign too. Traore's name became a symbol of hope. Not because he gave speeches, but because he gave himself. As the sun set over Ouagadougou one evening in 2025, Captain Ibrahim Traoré stood on his balcony. He thought about Mariam, her children, and the thousands of people inspired by a single act. The road ahead was long. But in that moment, he felt hope, because Burkina Faso was healing. One life, one act, one heart at a time. Thanks for watching for video.